In 1972, Dr. Nikki Franke became Temple's fencing coach, and after 50 years of coaching the Owls, she retired this September. She retires as the winningest coach in Temple women's sports history, plus the longest tenured coach for the university. She joins us now here in the American studios. Dr. Franke, first off, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Pre-Title IX, 50 years ago in a male-dominated sport, who or what was your inspiration to start a fencing program there at Temple?
Well, my college coach, Denise O'Connor, was the one who really convinced me, she and my mother, to come to Temple. I came for graduate school to get my master's, and they needed someone to teach the fencing classes. And so I was able to get a graduate assistantship. And so they convinced me to come to Temple, teach the fencing classes, and at that time there was a women's fencing club. So Coach O'Connor was really the one who really had a lot to do with my understanding of coaching and what a coach was like. I was fortunate that I had a female coach for college, because most fencers do not. And so she was really a fantastic role model for me.
From a club to taking it to a consistent powerhouse year in and year out for 50 years, what was it that kept you there at Temple for 5 decades?
Well, I think that, first of all, the students. I love the students at Temple, and Temple really gave me an opportunity. I can't think of any other school that would have let someone who just graduated out of college with no coaching experience start a Division I program. And we were very fortunate. At that time, the men's and the women's athletics were totally separate. And the women's athletic director was very keen on providing opportunities for girls and women. And so, when I came here and there was a club, and I had come from a varsity team, I didn't know why we had a club, because at the time there was a men's team, but only a women's club. So I went to her name was Barbara Lockhart, and said, why don't we have a women's team instead of a club? And she said, well, if there's interest in having a team, we can do that. And that's basically how the team started. As I tell people, I wasn't an advocate. I was just naive in thinking that I could walk into the athletic director's office and start a team with no experience. And so the support here at Temple has been fantastic over the years. And Temple gave me the opportunity to do the two things that I really love to do, which are teach and coach. And not many schools would have given me that opportunity. So I was actually I got my master's and my doctorate here at Temple, and I was actually a tenured faculty member in the College of Public Health for over 30 years, up until probably 2017. I was a full-time faculty member. And so I was able to coach in public health, which was my field and something I was passionate about, but I also had the opportunity to coach, which was the other thing that I was passionate about. And so not many places I would have had that opportunity.
To be there for 50 years, to literally see Title IX from its inception to where things are now for women's sports, while there's been great progress, when you think of the work that still needs to be done, what's at the top of that list for you?
I think accountability, having schools be accountable for the Title IX requirements, making sure that we're giving young people opportunities, especially young women. The number of women that are involved in athletics today is tremendous compared to where it was 50 years ago, but still they don't have the same opportunities and exposure that a lot of boys and young men have. And so I think we have to continue to make sure that we are not only providing opportunities, but being inclusive. And it starts down at the high school level. We can't have a robust collegiate program for women if we don't have robust high school programs for them to get training. And so we have to make sure that the high schools, as well as the colleges, are doing the right thing by their women and women athletes, and making sure that they are exposed to a variety of sports, as well as having the opportunity to have good training and be able to then advance into college programs.
Speaking of opportunities for younger women, one of your former fencers, Jenny Salmon, taking over the program there, following in your footsteps. What are you most looking forward to as you get to sit back and watch really one of your former student athletes take on what you've created and built there at Temple?
I am so comfortable with Jenny coming in and taking over the program, and that's made it so much easier for me to leave. It's hard to leave, you know, this has been my baby, and it's something that I've seen grow from nothing. And so it's very important that it's left in the hands of someone who I know cares as much about the program as I do. And so I think the transition is going to be seamless. She's an absolutely wonderful coach as well as mentor, which is also very, very important. And I'm very proud. I have probably over a dozen former fencers that are out there coaching at some level, and that's one of the things I'm very proud of, the fact that hopefully being a role model to them gave them the idea that, oh, I could coach too. And so that is something that's very satisfying.
As a trailblazer and pioneer, for women that are looking to pave a path of their own, whether it's in sports or not, what advice would you give them?
Perseverance. I mean, you're going to get a lot of no's, but you just keep persevering until you get that yes. Making sure that you are getting the training and the education that you need to succeed. Making sure that you find a mentor. Mentors are really important in finding someone who can help you navigate what it is you're trying to do and to give you sound advice and to be honest with you. But finding a mentor and making sure that you're prepared are the two things that I think are key for all women as well as especially women of color.
As you step away from Temple fencing, what's next for you?
I don't know yet. I have, I think I'm going to, I've been saying yes to a lot of things lately, and I think I'm going to probably say no to things for about 2 weeks and just kind of settle in and just see what's ahead. You know, definitely do some traveling. I have 3 granddaughters and want to spend more time with them as they're getting older. And so I'm looking forward to more family time and, you know, volunteering for sure. I can't be still. I'm not going to just sit around. And so I'll be busy, but now I'll be able to choose what are the things that I want to spend my time doing. So I'm looking forward to it.
Dr. Franke, congratulations on all of your accomplishments and your upcoming retirement. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us today.
Thank you so much. It was great. Thank you.